your back. Do I believe that Bernie Sanders has more notches on his belt for civil rights and for human rights and for the rights of the downtrodden? Yes, I do. I truly believe that Hillary Clinton is more elitist and that Bernie Sanders has a greater grasp on what the now is within the streamline of our communities. But I'm also not naive to believe that this revolution he promises, or this revolution he feels as if is essential to his campaign, I don't know how that revolution really affects the bottom line for Black Americans or Latino Americans in inner cities. Right? Because as we all know, a lot of decisions are left to the states, and a lot of laws and rules that are applied to these states aren't so easily undone. So, yes, in the sense where he says, well, no, I can't guarantee you anything, and I can't promise you anything, and these things that I want to do, well, first thing we need to do is elect me, and then the next thing we need to do is vote out everyone who we voted in, or that the country voted in, within Congress and the Senate, so that we can then take the country, and this revolution can become or brought into fruition. That's a lot of what ifs. Again, I don't have a pony in the race. I don't really care. I will vote 100%, regardless of what. I'm just always very careful to throw all my eggs into the basket and say, hey, you know what? This is it. This is the only option we have. It's it. It's either Bernie or bust. It's either Hillary or die. Like, here's what I do know. I do know that a lot of Bernie supporters are clearly stating that in the event Bernie does not win the nomination, that they are considering that they will not vote for Hillary Clinton. And truly making that as a stake in the ground, that they will not vote for Hillary regardless. So that's like, if I can't have my way, then no one can. Well, then what are you voting for? What are you fighting for? What part of the revolution is that? Are we there yet? That's the question. That is the topic of the show. That is the post of today's show. Are we there yet? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take this? How far are you willing to go to prove that your voice has been so diminished that you're willing to do anything to make sure your voice is heard? So you'll support Bernie, and I respect you for that. But then in the event it doesn't work out your way, you're then willing to allow more pain and more destruction to come into your life to prove a point? Is that not the true definition of cutting the nose to spite the face? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Soul Politics. Welcome back. First they hate us, then they love us, then they hate us again. First they hate us, then they love us, then they hate us again. You see, I care about all people, right? I care about Joe Dirt. It bothers me that he lives in some swamp, or he is inbred, or, that he in his mind believes that people who make up 12% of the population affect majority of his miserable life. Donald Trump's going to make your country great again. Yeah, I know what he's going to do. He's going to raise the welfare. Oh, no. I doubt that. I know what he's going to do. He's going to write everyone $1 million check so that you can all be rich like him. Oh, doesn't that sound great? He's going to keep those Muslims out of the country. I don't know about you, but I'm not sure there's too many Muslims wanting to live anywhere that Joe Dirt lives. I don't see too many Muslims vying for a spot to live in the backwoods and use paper plates as target practice. It is very hard for me to understand where we want to go. And the people are being pulled in so many directions that it's almost making it viable for Donald Trump to steal the election, because there is no unification. There is almost the same problem in the Democratic Party than there is in the Republican Party. And again, I don't like to use the term party, because I don't identify with parties. I don't identify with groups or social elites. It doesn't make sense to me. It never made sense to me. Fraternities, sororities, never made sense to me. Never was my deal. I never saw the purpose in it. I mean, obviously there's networking perks, there's employment perks, but I mean, as an individual, I hate to be grasped or grouped with anyone that on any given day I can disagree with, but I still have to align myself with their ideals because I'm part of their group. You know, guilty by association. I don't want to be guilty by association. I don't want to be wrong when I'm right. I don't want to have my opinion overshadowed by an agenda. I'm an American, right? I'm an American. And when you're an American, that means you have a right to be a free thinker, to be an elite thinker, a primary thinker. That is why I came up with the name Soul Politics. It is the soul, the individual, the primary governance of oneself. You are your own governing body. Every decision you make, every step you take, every action has a reaction when it comes to you. You are in control of your whole army. You are your own army. You can throw a left or you can throw a right. You can move forward, you can move back. You can sit down, you can stand up. You can open your mouth and you can close it. All of them have ramifications. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Soul Politics. And are we there yet? Where are we going? In 1963, they had an agenda. They had a movement. They had a pathway, a gateway, a tunnel, a roadmap to where they saw fit our people, or the people who were oppressed, to end up. And you know what happened? An assassination happened. Several of them. Several assassinations redirected the course of the movement, the identity, the respect. So then out of the assassinations, you then had new groups pop up. Who said, well, we understand that on the ground, We have to have social services, but we have to have them provided by our own community, because we can't knock on the doors of any office building and ask for things that most people get without asking for. And the people who did that were then infiltrated, murdered, assassinated, character assassinated, defamed, annihilated, poisoned with heroin. And then you had another roadmap closed, another opportunity lost. So then what? So then fast forward to years later, and then we get something called hip hop. A new movement, a new roadmap, a new identity. An identity for the people of the street, the ones who were the burden bearers for all of the policies, right? I mean, the other day on the news or in the newspaper, whatever it was, the gentleman from Nixon's cabinet said, yeah, the war on drugs was to annihilate black people. Duh. Okay, good. We knew it. That was a confirmation. Great. But hip hop, rap, gutter music, music from the streets, b-boying, Latinos, blacks, brothers in suffering, living in inner cities, living in communities where they saw the violence every day, the oppression every day, the disenfranchisement every day. They created something. It was secret. It was a code word. It was KGB stuff. It was hip hop. You could talk hip hop in front of the police and they didn't understand what you were saying. It was our thing. It was our La Cosa Nostra. And we failed the culture. We failed the code. It was our thing. And we allowed them to infiltrate that and destroy it. Destroy our voice. Where's hip hop's voice now? Tupac is dead. Where's hip hop's voice now? You want to say Nas? Yeah, right. Jadakiss? Yeah, right. Jay-Z? Yeah, right. All right, so Kendrick Lamar is there. He's on the forefront. No doubt. Respect due. But it ain't enough. So people say, well, you got to start somewhere. We started somewhere. We had it already. But everybody's too busy chasing the goddamn money. What has no value? Money has no value. Humanity has value. Integrity has value. Self-worth, family, cultural identity has value. Not paper, not plastic, not foreign cars, not fat asses, not gold chains and popping fucking $600 bottles in the club. None of that shit is important. Where the fuck did we go wrong? But I get it. We're on a crash course. Well, are we there yet? Did we get there yet? Have we crashed? Did everybody have their seatbelts on? Did anyone fall out of the car? Is anyone cognizant inside this car? Is there a drunk driver? Are the windows open? Is the air conditioner on? Are we there yet? Have we reached the point of frustration at ourselves that we can now start correcting the wrongs? Or are we still going to continue driving this car with dirty windows and no windshield wipers? I missed you motherfuckers. I'm glad I got this microphone back on because damn it, I got shit to talk about.